ain't good to make all that money if you ain't got any of it to keep yourself, bro. Keep your money. Because as great as you are, I got news for you. You ain't gonna be able to perform like that forever. We all get old. Father Time is undefeated. Make sure your wallet's fat.
Floyd Mayweather is in a breach. He is officially in a breach. He's been in a breach since the day he went out and said what he said on Saturday, but he's officially in a breach as of yesterday. He has a cure period. There are certain things that he needs to do, and he has multiple breaches, not just.
Stephen A. Smith has issued a warning to Floyd Mayweather Jr. regarding a reported $100 million legal dispute involving Netflix connected to an alleged breach tied to a fight agreement with Manny Pacquiao, arguing that Floyd could now be facing major financial strain along with significant legal challenges.
Dangerous man with some money in my pocket, remember that? Well, that money may be going if a recent report by News Nation is true. I mean, I'm just so stunned. I'm so stunned. Please, stop the nonsense.
Jazz Mather stated that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could face major legal repercussions because he reportedly signed 3 separate agreements that clearly defined the bout as an official fight, and the moment he described it as an exhibition, he potentially violated those terms. Mather argues that this move may constitute a breach of contract, leaving Floyd exposed to significant financial penalties along with possible legal action from the parties involved.
So this was never an exhibition. It was never going to be an exhibition. It was never signed as an exhibition. Manny Pacquiao has no interest in doing an exhibition with Floyd. And just for the record, what the public doesn't know, Floyd Mayweather signed not 1, not 2, but 3 different agreements on 3 different dates with 2 different parties that ultimately got intertwined in the month of January. And this is all related to his return to professional boxing. First one was on October 24th. The second one was on November 6th. Third one was on December 14th. He received money for all 3 agreements when he signed them, okay? Not only that, he's taken an advance on his purse on this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, okay, on his fight against Pacquiao. So there's another lender also that's now involved in this, okay? So him saying that it's not at the Sphere, him saying that there's no real fight.
Manny Pacquiao has made it clear that he is only interested in a sanctioned rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., explaining that unresolved history still exists between them and that he wants the opportunity to address lingering questions by proving himself inside a genuine competitive fight.
Rematch. Why do you want to re-enter?
I think we need this rematch because of the unfinished business in the first one. Like there's a doubt, like I'm supposedly win the fight, and there's a lot of distraction on the first fight. I got injured my shoulder, my rotator cuff, so that's why I got operated right after the fight. So we need the rematch. So people deserve.
Manny Pacquiao's promoter, Jazz Mather, stated during a recent interview that a firm deadline of April 14th has been set to complete a fight agreement with Floyd Mayweather Jr., warning that if the matter is not settled by that date, the proposed bout could ultimately be called off.
Breaking news from The Ring magazine. Manny Pacquiao was on the show today, Inside the Ring, and he has announced that tomorrow is the deadline to negotiate and finalize a deal between Mayweather and Pacquiao. If a deal's not reached tomorrow, apparently the fight is off, because of course it is. But let's take a look at this segment, and Manny's going to speak on what's happening.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is the deadline? Obviously, Netflix already announced that you have to... What is the hard deadline to get this resolved?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what time?
14th. End of business day.
End of business tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead. As long as he's got smart people around him that can see the size of the opportunity, then they can make him a lot of money, more money than he's made in the last.
Jazz Mather explained that the negotiations include several involved parties, among them Netflix, and warned that if an agreement is not reached, it could lead to legal proceedings, increasing the pressure on everyone involved to finalize the deal as quickly as possible.
It's not going to resolve to your liking and Manny's liking by tomorrow, and Netflix's liking. Then legal proceedings will begin.
I guess. Look, that's not directly in our hands or in my hands to speak on. There's many parties involved, but all I can say is we are making headway on it. There is a contract in place, and I think better sense will prevail here. We hope it will.
Let me ask you this.
Why? Always something. Floyd, man, it's always something. Whether it's waiting to the last minute to negotiate. I mean, by the way, he's always done this. He's 4 or 5 weeks before a fight is when he'll sign something and then start training. But especially after his career, right? The weird stuff in Dubai when he was held up and he had to pay those men that he owed money to, the scammy kind of nature he went about the Logan Paul fight where he sold the rights to the fight apparently and Logan saw none of that and then they didn't even fight where they were supposed to. The thing with Deji where he was trying to negotiate glove size and weight and all that like an hour before and held out until Jake Paul was removed from the venue.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has repeatedly argued that Manny Pacquiao should not object to the rematch being described as an exhibition, stating that the event still represents a huge opportunity and could deliver the largest payday boxing has ever seen. He maintains that the second fight would remain an extremely profitable business decision for both competitors.
Manny had a great career, but boxing retired Manny. Manny didn't retire from boxing. There's a difference. So, of course, if I was Manny Pacquiao, would I be chasing Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition to get a good payday? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would.
Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly criticized Floyd Mayweather Jr. for continuing to pursue exhibition bouts after retirement, arguing that only a small number of those appearances truly made sense while consistently facing non-elite opponents could eventually harm the legacy he built during his professional career.
Greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor. Not so much the one with Logan Paul. I just see some of these things, and this is just my personal feeling. When you're that great and you're that elite, no one not just anyone deserves to be in a ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. This is not a movie. This is not Rocky 3, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt, who that was his name, or Hulk Hogan.
He even drew a comparison between LeBron James and Floyd Mayweather Jr. during debates about preserving lasting greatness and safeguarding a legendary legacy in professional sports.
It's like, listen, a lot of people out there wish they could be in the ring, on a basketball court with a LeBron James. All right? You don't deserve it. You're not him. You're not on his level. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you've earned it. So that's just how I look at it. These exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
However, it appears that financial success has been a central priority for Floyd Mayweather Jr. throughout much of his career. In a past interview, Stephen A. Smith raised the question of whether Mayweather valued his long-term legacy in boxing or the money he could earn from the sport. Floyd responded by defending his approach as a smart business strategy focused on maximizing income, yet Smith and other observers viewed those comments as evidence that his focus had shifted more toward building wealth rather than strengthening his historical standing in boxing.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them.
Meanwhile, boxing reporter Lance Pugmire states that Manny Pacquiao has made his position clear, explaining that he will not move forward with a planned bout unless Floyd Mayweather Jr. completely fulfills the terms of the signed agreement, stressing that any effort to back out could create serious complications, including the possibility of legal consequences.
He actually signed 2 contracts to fight Floyd back in the day, and it didn't happen. And he said this time when it came around that they were negotiating for this fight that's going to be on Netflix at the Sphere, he said, I'm not doing anything until Floyd signs. You guys bring me a signed Floyd contract and then I'll sign it. And so that has happened. And so Manny is like, look, it's signed. He knows that this is supposed to be a real fight. He knows that this is going to be at the Sphere on Netflix. Nothing but that is going to take place. If he decides to walk away from it, there's going to be repercussions. There's going to be, I think the way he phrased it was, there's going to be problems. And clearly he's talking about legal maneuvers that would take place against Floyd. And he's calling his bluff. He's like, look, you can either engage in this fight that you have signed for, or I'll see.
Netflix and other financial backers are believed to have already provided multi-million-dollar advances tied to the potential fight, with these reported payments raising concerns about the structure of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial commitments and whether obligations to investors or lenders could influence or complicate his decision-making moving forward.
And some boss moves in terms of the way that he's handling this, it certainly seems. Now, I just want to touch on that problems statement. What does that refer to? Because there's reports I've heard that there's been money given out. Would that have to be recouped? Is there any credence to that there has been money given out already in advance?
Yeah, this is one of those things, guys. I always feel a little bit icky because I haven't seen it myself, so I'd rather see things before I talk about it. But I have. They did say that there has been advances that have been made. That Netflix has given Mayweather some financial advances, and we're talking millions of dollars. I don't know exactly, but when I threw out a figure, they said it's even higher than what I threw out. And I threw out multiple millions of dollars. That Netflix has provided some money, that Floyd apparently has taken the contracts that he's had and has gone to a lender and said, look, I'm going to be earning all of this money. Here's the signed contract proving so. And then that the lender has given him some cash up front based on that as well. So he's basically taken these numerous advances on the earnings that he's going to take.
Jazz Mather says the timing for a rematch is ideal from a business standpoint, pointing out that boxing is regaining major global momentum and the move from traditional pay-per-view to streaming platforms like Netflix has completely reshaped the economics of blockbuster fights. He highlights the new worldwide reach, expanded digital audience, and strong nostalgia surrounding the original clash between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. as key reasons why the event is being viewed as a major opportunity. According to him, revisiting the highest-grossing fight in boxing history could not only shatter streaming records but also redefine how combat sports are experienced in the modern era. With global attention rising and sports entertainment rapidly expanding, he argues that a second showdown makes strong commercial sense and could stand as one of the biggest sporting spectacles of the streaming generation, driven by massive worldwide demand.
The right moment for this rematch.
Look at boxing. Look at how boxing's at the forefront of everything, right? I mean, it's the original legacy sport. You have people from everywhere watching it. It's global. And then Floyd and Manny's first fight was the highest grossing boxing event of all time, record breaking. So now you shift from the pay-per-view era into streaming era. You have Netflix that's the dominant force, and look, they have positioned themselves as a premier producer and broadcaster in boxing, right? And for their live streams and whatnot, live events. So having Manny and Floyd on Netflix is the biggest thing in the streaming era, right? So they've done, these guys did it once in pay-per-view, and they're going to want to shatter all the records again.
Yeah,
and people want to see it. People want to see it. Everybody wants it.
The appetite's there. Trust me. I watch fights.
Listen, appetite's definitely there, and just the platform of Netflix and the opportunities that are going to come out of it for both of them, right? And it's.
Meanwhile, Dan Patrick raised doubts over the reported announcement of a rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, questioning who is actually calling for the fight at this stage. He expressed skepticism about whether fans truly want to see the matchup again, arguing that it may feel unnecessary considering how their original clash unfolded years ago. Patrick added that bringing back such a major rivalry so late in both fighters' careers appears to be driven more by commercial interests and spectacle than by real sporting demand. He also referenced the legacy of their first encounter, suggesting it fell short of expectations, which in his view further reduces the justification for running it back.
Mentioned that I thought it was a joke when I saw it. I still think it's a joke, but it's actually real, and that is Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather in September at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Last time they fought, I believe, was May of 2015. I don't know who was asking for this. And you go back to that 11 years ago, we found out after the fact that Pacquiao had an injured shoulder. And I would say that it got too far. Now, I remember talking, I can't even say who I was talking to. Wow. Got to be careful.
Statute of limitations?
Yeah. No. It felt like that somebody wanted to call this fight off, and they were told you can't. It was too deep, too deep in the game, and there was a lot of...
Similarly, Simon Jordan argues that the growing discussion around a potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is being fueled more by entertainment value and commercial interest than by any real sporting necessity. He questions the reasoning behind revisiting the rivalry, noting that Pacquiao has continued competing into the later stages of his career, with recent performances showing signs of decline and uneven results. He also points out that Mayweather's more recent appearances have largely been exhibition-based, including his fight with Conor McGregor, reinforcing the idea that these events are structured more as spectacle than elite-level competition. Jordan further suggests that platforms like Netflix are increasingly influencing boxing through an entertainment-first model, where decisions are driven by global attention and subscriber growth rather than pure sporting merit. He explains that if a fight is seen as capable of boosting engagement or subscriptions, it is treated as a commercial product worth investing in.
Had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who's just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he came back again. Floyd Mayweather has had a variety of different bouts. I mean, I hear that he's going to fight Mike Tyson. I don't understand what that thinking is. Or an exhibition. We've seen him fight and hold up Conor McGregor in an exhibition fight. It's Netflix building entertainment models around sport. Sport is entertainment. It crosses over. Netflix have got a proven model of success that ultimately they invest some money into these sort of things, whether it's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson or Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. They look at their lifetime value of their average subscriber, not every subscriber, but their average subscriber, and then they multiply it by the amount of subscribers they think they're going to get as new ones, and they make a commercial.
Many boxing analysts claim that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is dealing with reported financial and legal challenges, pointing to ongoing disputes such as litigation involving Showtime, along with alleged debts, property issues, and high personal spending habits. They suggest that these combined pressures have raised questions about his current financial stability. Despite his career earnings reaching hundreds of millions, some argue that he may not always have readily available liquid cash when required. Because of this, it is speculated that financial obligations could influence his willingness to proceed with the fight agreement against Manny Pacquiao. The discussion frames his situation as potentially impacted more by monetary and legal considerations than by purely sporting factors, adding urgency to the push for a finalized deal.
Millions of dollars to the IRS. You're buying assets that don't appreciate. You're having to sell back things and close businesses. You are not paying rent on spots in New York, on private jets, that one of which he had to already sell. And then you're in two major lawsuits that are probably going to take a long time to figure out. If you don't sign this contract, Floyd might legitimately go broke and declare bankruptcy. I'm not even joking about that. He might actually go broke. I don't know how much money he has actually liquid. Because remember, when he fought Conor McGregor back in, 2017, 2018? He told the IRS he didn't have liquid amount of money, $20 million liquid after making almost $1 billion. He didn't have it. And if he didn't have it then, he got paid crazy off the Conor fight. True. But since then, what has happened? Losses after liens, after non-payment, after... Dude, this might be the one time where Floyd is strong-armed into signing a fight that he maybe didn't want to be a part of if he, didn't think it was a pro, or he signed down for it and didn't understand. I have no idea, but he that's the other thing. He signed three separate contracts, according to Manny Pacquiao's team, already. What did you think this was? What would you think this is? I don't understand.
WAC 100 has dismissed widespread rumors suggesting that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is facing financial trouble, firmly stating that the boxing icon remains in control of multiple profitable business ventures and continues to earn substantial income beyond the ring. He stressed that Mayweather's broader financial network, which includes promotions, investments, and endorsement deals, keeps him financially strong and active across global markets. According to him, Floyd is not experiencing money issues, but instead remains focused on expanding his wealth through a wide range of ventures, including sports, entertainment, and real estate, reinforcing the view that his financial position is still solid on a worldwide scale.
think 50 Cent is pushing this whole dialogue that Floyd is actually broke and he doesn't own all these buildings in New York like he's claiming and so forth. I don't really understand the details in terms of what's happening. Floyd is definitely not broke. Floyd is wealthy. You and I are broke compared to Floyd Mayweather.
Definitely.
We're like essentially homeless compared to Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd's one of my business partners. I just got off the phone with him on our way here, literally. You know where Floyd is rich at right now?
What's that?
His peace of mind. When I send him things, like I send you things when it's pertaining to you, when he gets the time, he'll call me and he say, hey, Wack, what's that? And I tell him, he said, that's nonsense. He said, well, as long as they trying to figure me out, they not gonna be able to figure out what they need to do. And he continues to move. I will say this without saying too much, that I've seen him pass on some big deals based upon business he already has on the.
WAC 100 emphasized that the most important aspect of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s life right now is his peace of mind, saying he doesn't pay attention to public criticism or outside opinions. He noted that Floyd has stepped away from social media completely and prefers to live a private, low-stress lifestyle centered around family. According to him, Mayweather is enjoying his role as a grandfather and is currently living comfortably, focused on personal happiness rather than public noise.
And I've been to his home. I talk to him regular. He's my business partner. I think he's riches in his peace of mind because nothing that's going on out there is phasing him or get to him. He doesn't even control his social media. He doesn't see it. I'm telling you, he doesn't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's posting himself. He has someone that
he doesn't see it. He doesn't pay it any attention. When I need something done, I have to send it through different channels for it to get done. But no, he's definitely not. I mean, we know that. He has tons of businesses going on. They were making accusations that he didn't own the things he owned. You're not gonna find nothing in Floyd's name directly. You're not gonna find, when you're dealing with that type of money and those type of situations, you know this, Vlad, it's set up. It could be a foundation, a trust.
Yeah, shell companies, corporations, LLCs, whatever.
I know some of these people that they'll say they own 40 different companies, but what it is, they're part of an investment group that owns this. Not to say that's Floyd's case, but Floyd's all right. He's where he wants to be. He's content with himself. And he loves being a great.
What do you think about the controversy surrounding a possible rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao? Should this fight actually happen again, or is it better left in the past? Share your opinion in the comments below.